Today we're going to show you how to use the KiloFuel application. When you launch it, it presents you with its normal menu. And the first thing you need to do before using this program is to add a vehicle to your list. Now I already have 2 vehicles listed here. Adding a new one, simply tap on the little plus button at the top and you can then specify all the new details for the vehicle. The details you can specify are the make, the model, registration number, and you can also select a picture for the vehicle. Just going to delete this new one. Okay, and show you this one that I have already entered. As I said, you can select a picture for the vehicle. You have 3 main sections of the vehicle's data. The details holds your odometer, the fuel type it uses, and the tank capacity. Fuel type and tank capacity is for informational purposes only. Your units of measurement section, you can select the quantity of fuel used in your location, and under the distance you can select the distance recording in your location. The consumption can then be set to whatever is easiest for you, miles per gallon, US or imperial. You can even say you want it as let's say for example liters per 100 kilometers, and in my country we simply keep it on kilometers per liter. You can also specify the interval at which services occur for this vehicle, and the next service is automatically calculated for you. In this case it's due in 1,225 miles. Oops, let's just go back and set this distance back to kilometers for me, as well as the quantity in liters. There we go. Next service due in 1,225 kilometers. Once you've added vehicles, you can go ahead and add fuel transactions for this vehicle, typically done whenever you refuel. You go to the fuel items. Now this has already got a whole list of fuel records that I've added for this vehicle. To add a new fuel record, you simply tap on the little plus button. It automatically jumps to odometer entry. You give it the odometer at the time of the fueling, the amount of fuel you entered, the amount of money you paid for the fuel, and you can also specify whether it's a full tank, in other words you filled your tank right to the top, or if it's a partial fill up. Your location can be acquired using the GPS. If you tap on acquire using GPS, at the bottom it shows you how accurate it already has acquired a position, and you can then tap on the close enough button if you feel that's good enough. Alternatively, you can say cancel the GPS and select from a list of predefined locations. Let's go for that one. That's then your fueling details. It shows you here as it calculates the amount you paid per liter or per gallon, and then the date there is automatically set to today's date. Now I'm not going to save this entry, but the list is then updated with your new record at the top. And on the right hand side, the little green number there indicates the consumption I got on the last tank. Green consumptions means I'm driving above average. Red, I'm driving below average on the consumption. There's various bits of information that's displayed here for your convenience, and then it's got the average at the bottom there for this vehicle. You can display different vehicles. You just tap on the little button at the bottom, select the vehicle you want to use, and that vehicle's records are displayed. Let's go back to this one here. That's the vehicle that we use for this. Once you've got a lot of records entered for a vehicle, you can also go and enter service items. If you enter a new service item, it will automatically jump your next service odometer again. Locations are used to manage the locations where you do fuel up. It'll automatically add a location when you do a fill up. Alternatively, you can come here and tap on the plus button to manually add one. Any of the locations that you have added can of course be viewed on the map. Just go to the show on map, drops a pin, and that's the map where this one is. Of course, you've got the standard satellite and hybrid views for the location available. There we go. And then the hybrid one as well. Okay. You can manually enter the longitude and latitude for this vehicle, for this location as well. Once you've got a lot of fuel records for a vehicle, you can go to the reports and you can have a look at the average data for your vehicle, your cost per kilometer or per mile as the case may be, the cost per day, how much you pay per fill up, your average quantity that you fill up with, the average price you paid per litre or per gallon, and your vehicle's consumption. Tap on the little period button and you can select which data you want to see. Let's say, for example, I want to see all last year's data, and then it does all the calculations based on only the information from last year. Select, go back to all, and that's the data for all of it. You can also view the totals. That is the total amount of fuel you've entered, total cost of maintenance, etc., how many times you've filled up. Or you can view the top locations where you normally do your fueling. It displays the top 5 locations sorted by consumption. So in this case, the location where I filled up right at the top, being Engine Warden N3 South, gives me the best consumption. It shows you a graph here at the bottom with all the consumption for the different locations, and below that more detailed information for each location to show you how much you've spent there, the quantity of fuel you've purchased there, the average price, etc., etc. Again, you can select, tap on the little vehicle there, and then you can select the reports for that specific vehicle. Lastly, you now have the ability in version 2 to create an email with all the data that you have on file. Simply tap the little cell there, and after a few seconds it comes up with an email ready to send. You just need to type in your email address at the top, and as you can see, it has, in my case, the 2 vehicles, all the fueling data in CSV format. Okay, and we then say want to send it to there and say send. The message is then sent in your outbox, saved in your outbox. There we go, message has just been sent. As normal, you can also tap on the little cell here to just generate a standard support email sent to iphone@mankeys.co.za. There we go. That is it, and it's as easy as that, using KiloFuel to manage your vehicle's fueling.